Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to share you a story which is related to Rubal Khali. If you like the story, please subscribe to my channel, like and share my YouTube channel. So let's start. Rubal Khali is considered to be one of the biggest deserts in the earth. Zabi Hassan is traveling through the sands of Rubal Khali in scope of covering the biggest news of his career. He's a famous international celebrity, a news correspondent who is looking for the story which he has never done in his life, and for that he has returned to his motherland. Finally, it was 7 p.m. in the evening and he is traveling through the sands of Rubal Khali. It's absolute dark, the sky is cloudy and it's a cold weather. The desert seems to be an absolute variety and a signature of extremism when daytime is extremely hot and the nights are equally cold. And Zabi is traveling through that place. His car stopped suddenly. Might be some engine problem which Zabi could not figure out. Zabi was desperate for a shelter. He was looking if there is any locality, any village, as in the middle of a desert there is a chance that if there is a village or a locality he can at least stay for some time until his problem gets sorted. His eye fell upon a source of light that is situated just beside a river. In mid-desert, people have heard of oasis, where just in between a desert there is a small source of water, a river or a pond, and just beside the pond a small locality is there. That thing Zabi knows as an oasis or a village beside a pond in a desert. So without wasting any time, Zabi went straight forward towards that source of light as it was evening time, almost like night. When he reached there, he saw that's a Bedouin village. A village which is quite away from the main city of Riyadh. Zabi slowly went there. As soon as he went inside the village, he saw that people in white gowns, ladies, women dressed in black burqa, absolutely covered up, and the atmosphere looked really mysterious. Few people are walking with handguns in their hand, and there are a series of meat shops lined up, and at the side there are a few camels who are tied with the bamboo so that they can't escape. That was the typical Saudi Arabian village. Zabi went towards a shop and said, brother, can I have something to eat? The person looked at him and said, yes brother, of course, please come, have a seat. That restaurant offered him the best food one can ever have. A series of Afghani kebabs, the typical specialty dish of Saudi Arabia which he loved so much. It's been a long time he has been away from his country, has travelled all across the globe, but this food is really awesome. At the same time, the shop owner offered him a cup of alcoholic drink which is traditionally called the hawa. Sir, what brings you here in the middle of the desert at this odd time? The shopkeeper asked. Well, I'm a news correspondent and I'm here to cover a news on desert. That's why I came here. You seem to be a local here. Can you please help me out with any information, with anything you know? The shopkeeper said, sir, the desert itself is a mystery. Whether it's day, whether it's night, there are things which are uncovered, unraveled, and you can't understand what exactly is going to happen in the next point of time. This place is really mysterious. You can get the best story of your life, I can assure you on that. In the meantime, please enjoy your kawa and the food. Sure. Zabi was enjoying his food and that alcoholic drink, kawa, and he started feeling a bit drowsy for that intoxicating drink he was having. Suddenly he heard a blast. He looked and saw a military tank approaching the village. Seemed like a Russian ballistic tank approaching and few handful soldiers, Russian soldiers most probably, as per their uniform. Zabi is quite accustomed with the military dress code of all nations, especially the European and the American countries. So by their appearance, he can figure out those are Russian soldiers. They are firing at the village and shouting something in local Russian language. And the local people in the village, they started firing back with the handguns they have, shouting something, "Get these bastards out of this place. We cannot let them enter our village. We have to finish them." Those soldiers are continuously firing at the village, and suddenly a local Arabian guy with a Molotov cocktail, a handmade bomb, threw that Molotov cocktail at that ballistic tank. The tank caught fire and 4 to 5 soldiers were burnt alive in that fire. That was a horrific war situation right in front of his eyes. Zabi has covered direct news from war zones, but this kind of situation is the first time he's ever facing in his life, that too in this sudden juncture of time. He was very afraid. His dismay is not yet over, as he saw that one guy from the Russian army, those who were attacking the village, started firing abruptly while he was having fire in his body, and that bullet shoot a lady. That lady fell on the ground. Zabi rushed to save that lady and said, "Ma'am, are you okay? Let me help you." The lady looked up. Her face is now uncovered. Zabi looked at her and was totally horrified. That's the face of a skeleton. The lady who was lying on the ground being shot by a bullet, her face is a skeleton. Is Zabi dreaming? Is it hallucination? What is that? Zabi looked up and saw 4 to 5 Russian soldiers standing in front, and they are all skeletons in uniform. Flesh pounds are hanging from their face, and they're having guns in their hand, but all of them are skeletons. Seem like it's a zombie army standing right in front of him. Zabi can't understand what to do. He somehow regained his sense and just went away from that place. He looked around and saw each and everyone around him are all skeletons in dresses, irrespective of the fact they are in the Russian military dress or in the Bedouin traditional costume. Everyone is a skeleton around him, and the entire village is set on fire because more military from the Russian army has arrived there and they are firing abruptly, and it's a complete massacre out there. People are killing each other. The Bedouins are attacking the army personnel, and the army people are firing continuously, abruptly at the villagers. Zabi somehow walked away from that place trying to escape that village, but he can't keep a control over his head. What exactly is going to happen? He lost his sense and felt unconscious. When he regained his senses, he saw that he is lying in an Arabian tent, and a small lady is sitting in front of him saying, "Sir, are you okay? You're very lucky you escaped." Zabi was confused. His head was very heavy. He said, "I am okay. What happened? I mean, how I came here?" The girl said, "Sir, you were caught up in a black mirage. Saudi Arabia, the deserts of Saudi Arabia has history of bloodshed, bloodshot entire across this place. Once Russian military invaded our land, and there are so many bloody battles that have been fought over the deserts which remain undetected. Even people don't know about them. Unfortunately, you are caught in a black mirage. A mirage is something which you see as an apparition, a hallucination in the middle of a desert when you are thirsty in the daytime in scorching heat, looking for water, shelter, and you get caught in that. That's a black mirage. But once the same kind of mirage is created in a night time, these things happen. I will explain you. Once there was a rival village in the middle of Saudi Arabia. They are fully against the Russian military operation, and they are planning a rebel attack on a nearby Russian base camp. The Russian military came to know and attacked the village one night at 7 to 8 p.m. in the evening. The rebels retaliated strongly, and around 14 to 15 Russian soldiers were killed, rather burned. But the Russians blew up this entire village. This happened in the night, actually in the evening. Since then, this black mirage is created. Black mirage is a myth. Legends say that when there is a bloodshed happening in the night time in the middle of the desert and people die abruptly, then those spirits stay in the sand, and this incident gets created and repeated over and over again throughout the passage of time. And this is a reality. The only thing is that people who have witnessed black mirage are not alive to share their experience. You are alive because you somehow escaped that place. You are very lucky, sir. Please take care. This desert is really mysterious. You don't know what is reality and what is apparition, what is hallucination. You cannot figure out that. So I suggest you please take rest. And your tipsy that card of yours which is outside, my elder brother, he has sorted the machinery. You can go home. You can go home once you're okay. Thank you. Take care. That girl left. Zabi was very thinking about what exactly he went through. He was looking for the cover of his life, the best cover story of his life, and he went through one, but he don't have any proof. Zabi suddenly realized that he has a handy camera, which he remembered suddenly that he has a set handy cam in his shoulder. Whatever he is going through, that entire journey will be recorded. So he opened up and he can see something which he cannot believe. He purely remembered that he went inside that village which has a light source and there were people walking around. There are meat shops lined up where he went. He had that food. The entire scenery is recorded in his handycam. Only difference, it's only darkness and he talking. There was no one. The village was entirely a hallucination. Actually, he went to a place which is totally empty, dark space, and there were no village, no people, no Russian soldiers. Everything was a mirage, as the girl said, a black mirage. He understood that he has been through a series of hallucination, a series of apparition all throughout. He is shocked. He only has a story to tell, a news to cover, but he has no proof. Zabi went back to his car. A guy came in front of him and said, "Sir, you are the one who came from the desert, right? Your car is fixed. You can go. Hope you're okay now." Yeah. Please, thanks. Please convey my thanks to your sister. She is the one who helped me. The guy just frowned and went away. Zabi is driving back to get the story ready for his upcoming news article. While driving the car, he thought of checking the video part he had with the little girl in the last moment when he was having that interaction. He checked the handycam and he can't find anything. All he can see is that he is inside a tent. The shooting is done totally. It's a tent. He is speaking to someone, but in front of him there is no one. And there is no sound also coming up. He purely remembered that he is talking to a girl, and that girl is replying back, explaining what a black mirage is. But once this entire conversation is recorded, he can only hear his own part, his own visuals, but the visuals or voice of the girl is totally missing. Zabi is confused totally. Is this a hallucination again? Is this again a hallucination? Strange. The girl was actually right. It is tough to determine which one is a hallucination and which one is reality. That is very difficult to explain. Once you're in the desert, Zabi was left confused. He's going back to Riyadh. He has no proof of his story. Although he has covered the biggest story